Oh, jeez, man. Oh, God, this movie, it was pretty stressful. Yeah, pretty stressful. A lot of really intense scenes, and yeah, we would have some quiet scenes, and scenes with just characters talking and stuff. But most of the time, it was just non-stop. Madness! Oh, what the fuck? How the fuck did I get that on? Okay, that was weird. Oh yeah, this was madness. Fucking stressful. And I enjoyed it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Grandma's channel and welcome back to another movie review series. And the movie I'm reviewing today is another Scream movie. Yeah, even though we literally just got Scream 5 last year, we are getting another one this year. But things are completely different now. Things are completely different. Like, ignore what Dewey said about Scream 5.
Something about this one just feels different.
This time, things are completely different. Sort of. And it is the first Scream movie with no Sidney Prescott, which sounds kind of weird. And yeah, it was kind of weird. But hey, the movie had a lot of cool kills, so that's all that matters. And the movie is Scream 6. Yeah, it's actually called Scream 6, not Scream, as we all thought it was going to be. It's Scream 6. Cool. Scream 6, or what most people want to call it, Ghostface Takes Manhattan, because yeah, it's the first Scream movie that does not take place in the quiet town of Woodsboro. We are now in the big, crazy New York City, where we have Ghostface coming back once again and going after the Carpenter sisters and all the characters that we met in Scream 5, and it is just mayhem. And yeah, it's trying to change things up a bit, you know, taking place in New York, and yeah, that was enough to make me really excited just to see how different this movie was going to be compared to all the other 5 Scream movies, and yeah, I was really excited going into this movie. So with that being said, what did I think of Scream 6? I had a pretty good time. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Is it my favorite Scream movie? No. Is it my favorite Scream sequel? No, I don't think so. Although this movie is a little more different, takes place in New York, and we have a much more savage Ghostface, it is kind of just another Scream movie. There are things in this movie where it's just like, yeah, okay, it's just kind of another Scream movie. Yeah, but I still enjoyed it and had a lot of fun, and Ghostface in this movie was, like I said, very savage, and he was brutal. He did some nasty shit in this movie, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I do have some issues with this movie, but before we get into that, let's talk about some of the positives. I gotta say, I really enjoyed the New York setting in this movie. I was really excited to see how they would handle that, and it was really fun. There were some great scenes, like, of course, the scene with Ghostface in the store holding the shotgun. That shit was fun. You know, it was already shown in the trailers, but it was fun to watch still. And, you know, there was a lot of great scenes, like, especially the scene that took place on a train. It was awesome. And yeah, they really did some good stuff with Ghostface in New York. It was really fun. And yeah, I really enjoyed the New York setting in this movie. I thought it was a nice change to the franchise. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Let's talk about Ghostface, because holy shit, he was insane in this movie. I can confidently say that this is the most savage Ghostface has ever been in any Scream movie. Like in Scream 5, I thought, you know, he was fucked up in that movie. He was crazy, but like, I don't know, it didn't completely blow my mind or anything like that. But in Scream 6, I can confidently say that Ghostface in this movie was insane. The way he stabbed people was fucking nasty. Roger L. Jackson, once again, doing the voice. He did a really good job with the phone calls. It was he's always good as Ghostface. He does a good job here. He was good. We got some really cool chase scenes with Ghostface. They weren't like amazing, but they were pretty great. They were pretty good. I'll admit, they were pretty good. And yeah, Ghostface was great in this movie. There were some moments with him during like the third act. There was this one moment that I thought was so fucking cool. It was brutal and fucked up, but it ended up being really fucking awesome. It was something I was like, holy shit, that's cool. We have never seen anything like that before. That is sick. Yeah, that was really cool. Ghostface was, he was fucked. Let's talk a little bit about the characters. Sam and Tara Carpenter, played by Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega. They were good. They were pretty good in this movie. They had some nice scenes together, and they were given some pretty cool stuff to do, especially during the third act. And yeah, they were good. And you cared about them enough for when they were being attacked by Ghostface, or there was like a really intense scene. You really did care for them. You were it was pretty stressful, and you were nervous for them, hoping they would get out of this situation alive. And yeah, you did care about them. They were good. And you know, the big core four, as they call themselves, all of the new characters that we already met in Scream 5, they were fun. They were good. I enjoyed them. You really were scared for them, and yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I did sort of miss Sidney and Dewey. I literally rewatched every Scream movie before this, and man, I really miss them. I really just miss seeing Dewey and Sydney. It felt weird, but they were good. But hey, we did get to see Gail in this movie. She was in the movie. She was, Courtney Cox did a good job, but I do have a few issues with her, unfortunately. Yeah, I have a few issues with Gail. I'll get into that in the issues. And Kirby's back, a very lovable character from Scream 4. And she was good. She was good. She was pretty good. She was given some really nice scenes with some of the characters. But I also do have a bit of an issue with her that I'll get into in the issues. But yeah, Kirby was pretty good. And they were good characters. There are also some new characters introduced in this movie, and they're pretty forgettable. They are very forgettable. I am not gonna remember them for too long. They were pretty forgettable, so I don't really have much to say about them. The opening of this movie was very interesting. It wasn't like a repeat of like another Scream opening. It's kind of like how Scream 5 was kind of just a repeat of the original movie's opening. Scream 6 does something a little more differently. It does something different, and it was very interesting. I liked it. It was a very different opening compared to all the other Scream movies. I can't really talk about it because this is a spoiler-free review, but it was good. It was very interesting. It was nice. It was a nice little change. And opening scene was good. The movie of course has its typical meta humor, referencing other horror movies and even referencing previous Scream movies. It was really fun, especially with the whole shrine thing going on. A lot of Easter eggs and things you can spot. It was really cool, very fun. And and even this was a scene of like fucking Jason Takes Manhattan playing on someone's TV. I thought that was really cool and really funny. And the movie has some nice meta humor, typical Scream. And it was good. It was very good. And that's all I can really say about my positives, without getting into spoilers. That's all I can really say. And let's talk about some of my issues. Going back to my issues with Kirby and Gale, they were not given a lot to do in this movie. They were not. I feel like they could have been given a lot more to do. They were sort of sidelined. Kirby was good. She had some nice moments with some of the characters, but man, she could have been given a lot more to do. She was very sidelined. Same with Gale. She was very sidelined. And another issue with Gale is that I just didn't like her character in this movie. She's just, for some reason, back to being that asshole Gale that we all know from Scream 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I guess. And I don't know why, because I actually really appreciated her character in Scream 5 a lot more. And then in Scream 6, she's just back to being an asshole writing fucking books to get some money and shit. And like, she ends up writing a book about the murders from Scream 5, even though she said she wouldn't. I don't know why. She was kind of a dick in this movie. She was a bit of a dickhead in this movie. I didn't really like Gale. She was sidelined, and she was just, I don't know. I just didn't like her. And some characters, get stabbed to death and they survive. That some characters are a bit, invincible. Like there are moments where people are being fucking destroyed by Ghostface and they're still alive. I don't know why. I really didn't like it. I thought it was kind of unrealistic. And probably my biggest issue with this movie is the killer or killers reveal in this movie. The motivation or motivations in this movie. It was kind of lame. I don't know. I kind of saw what they were kind of doing with it. I sort of understood, but like I just I don't know. I can't. I don't know how to talk about it without getting into spoilers. But I just it was just like, okay, we've seen this shit before. We're just doing this shit again. Okay, it was lame. I just wasn't into it. I don't know. It was just kind of lame, and that's all I can really say about it without getting into spoilers. It wasn't a great reveal motive. There was some cool moments during the third act. I will admit there was some really nice moments I was like, that was pretty cool. That was awesome. But overall, just like the reveal and the motivations, it was just meh. And that's really all I can say about my issues without getting into spoilers. But still, Scream 6 was a really good time, really fun. It's not my favorite Scream movie or my favorite Scream sequel, but I still had a good time. It was very fast-paced as well. The movie never felt too slow. The characters were good. Ghostface was savage as fuck. Very good kills. And the motive killers were a bit weak, but overall, I still enjoyed this movie quite a bit. And of course, would I recommend you guys go see Scream 6? Well, if you are a massive Scream fan and you love all the Scream movies and you really enjoyed Scream 5, 100% go see this movie. If you like the idea of Ghostface, taking Manhattan and going on a little killing spree, his usual killing spree, but it's in New York, then yes, go see the movie. You'll definitely have a good time. I do see myself rewatching this movie again, 100%. You know, despite, you know, maybe the killers or killer and the murders being a bit weak, there are some still, you know, the characters are good, and Ghostface was still really fucking savage in this movie. Some really good kills that is definitely worth rewatching again. So yeah, really enjoyed Scream 6. I would recommend it, and yeah, it's a bloody good time.
Alrighty guys, this is gonna be the end of my review of Scream 6. Hope you guys enjoyed. Post your comments down below of what you thought of Scream 6. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Oh God, what the hell happened?
Sorry about that.